Hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Aurora C# Uncut Let's Play series. Now, if I had a little bit of a break yesterday we didn't have an episode, I made a post and basically saying that I'll be switching to doing every other day for this series for temporarily. It will return to every day while I work on the new series, which has been in development for about 50 years now. But hopefully, with that time, I'll be able to get some more stuff out and as quickly as possible. No guarantees though, of course. So, where are we? We're currently engaging the enemy in V1581 after losing the Bondtide carrier group. Our third and first strike carrier group are now engaging with the enemy here. And it's not going too well. We're not able to hit our opponents very effectively due to their high speeds, even though their fleet speeds are lower, and this means that we're kind of not in the best situation. We also don't have as many missiles as we may want to be able to actually dent through the enemy. So, I think the best tactical decision that we can make at this point is to move our carriers away and let our ground forces just fight, just straight up just fight. Because I do not see a way for our third carrier strike group here to actually, or for our destroyers to actually beat this. And people were suggesting, maybe we need, maybe we need shields and railguns and more focused destroyers if I'm going to plan to use these like this. And that is what we did last episode 47, where I was focusing on getting us shields, getting us other technologies, so that we can, handle closer range engagements. So we're going to move back to the carrier groups, and then we're going to move away and let our ground forces actually deal with it. Because I feel like that would be probably best here. So let's begin to move away the strike group. So yeah, here they come. We've moved to location. I'll correctly move to location. I'm going to then, which was the one that needed it was a third strike group, and then first. I'm going to move you down to third fleet. Yeah, third fleet. So first, third. You have none of the destroyers. You have some destroyers. Okay. How do I do this then? Well, I can just throw that in. Well, I'm going to join that fleet, which shouldn't take that long. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to reassign everything correctly through here. So we need to assign to destroyer escort, but that's a problem. Destroyer escort, just moving everything correctly back into where it needs to be. We also need one of those. Okay, so that's reformatted, and then we need to reassign the one cruiser over here, and then also the other escort squadron. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to give the order. I'm going to give the order to move away from here. We're going to move to the second planet. Move to location. And I'm also going to move to, that's going to move to location as well. And then we're going to let them land forces. I think we can probably beat their ground forces, so I'm not too afraid, to be honest. But we can't, it's really, really hard to actually deal with their vessels, so we may even need to withdraw from the system and then hold them at a different area. So let's just do increments until they start moving. For some reason, they're not moving at all, which is very interesting to me. Maybe we should launch some fighters then. We do have strike squadrons available. We have a total of 6 strike squadrons. So it may be worth launching. So that's what I am going to do now. So launch. So we'll have a total of 72 fighters. And with 72 fighters, we should be able to do some amount of damage to our opponents. The problem is that the hit chance is about 10%, so only about 10% of our missiles actually get through properly. Okay, are they in active sensor range? Yes, they are in active sensor range. Okay, let us join up with the first strike squadron as a subfleet, like we did before with all of our previous tactical engagements. So we'll just join up, join, and then join. Then we're gonna move you towards the contacts. There we go. Oh yes, you guys are still wanting to fire, aren't you? Let's ceasefire that then. And let's get you moving. So move. Here we go. We can also fire AMMs. We do have AMMs on these, which we could use since the enemies only have point defense weapons. We could make use of those. Okay, we are within range. Prepare to fire. We're going to split our fire up. So we're going to assign that to fleet, but then I'm going to split accordingly where I want all the missiles to go. You're actually going to do 003. We'll assign that to fleet. You are going to go for 004. Assign that to subfleet. And then 7th is going to go for 004. Assign subfleet. And then the 8th and 9th strike squadrons are going to be going for the Shade Out Mapes class. So we're going to assign that to subfleet. And then we're going to do this for the Shade Out Mapes. Assign to subfleet. Then we're going to give the order to open fire the entire fleet. Missiles away. Let's get the hell back. I mean, we could launch AMMs to finish them off, which I'm actually interested in potentially doing here. Because once we've damaged them enough, we can just send in destroyers, or we can send the interceptors to start hitting them. Okay, missiles are away and enroute. %14 chance there, it's not great. We got penetrating hits on the Shade Out Mapes, which is interesting. Only about 80 of our missiles actually got in, which is obviously very, very unfortunate when we have probably like 300 missiles in a single salvo. Still pretty good to be fair, considering. Now I'm gonna actually close distance and we're gonna fire AMMs. Now these do a lot less damage, but hopefully they'll be able to have a much higher hit chance and much harder for the enemy to actually do any damage towards. Okay, they're starting to move again. Okay, we're gonna close distance in. 20 million kilometers out. Resolution 1. Okay, here we go. We're nearly within range of the 2 million kilometer range of our AMMs. Okay, we are within range. Prepare to fire anti-missile missiles. We're going to fire them on the Shade Out Mapes class vessel. Assign to fleet. Take away the point defense modes. None. Open fire control. Assign that to fleet. Okay, AMMs are away. Now we need to return home. All payload has been deployed. Time to get back to our carriers. Boom, boom, boom. 40% chance to hit on those. We got 3 penetrating hits and we slammed into the armor of the Shade Out Mapes class vessel there. Worked out actually pretty well, better than I expected it to. So those AMMs actually coming in somewhat handy. Okay, well, they're following us, so they're heading towards the planet again. Strike Squadron is heading its way back. It's like 10x the speed, so it can easily get out if it needs to. They've halted. I think they're halting because they're waiting for reinforcements of some kind. At least that's my theory anyway. Now we need to land every single strike squadron that we do have and then get them ready. If we can destroy the escorts, that'll be a couple free transports that we can capture. And if we can capture them, that would be amazing. So we're gonna land on our carrier strike groups. Land on the carriers, that is. So land land the second strike squadron, and then land the first, and then we'll do another run after this. Okay, let's see if they decide to continue to go forward more or not. Okay, are we reloaded with all of our missiles? Let me have a look. First strike squadron, let's have a look at you. Missiles are all looking great. Let me ceasefire fleets. Let us launch once more. Launch second. Launch third. Launch 7th, 8th, and 9th. And we'll do the exact same run again onto the enemy vessels. Yeah, so 9th. So the plan is we're going to have the AMMs kind of hit after the main missiles. So the main missiles are going to try and get through the armor, and then the AMMs are going to try and, or air interception missiles are going to try and kind of get damage in on the actual hull itself, or the internals, kind of swarm through the gaps. I don't want you to join the subfleet. There we go. You're joining subfleet. You're joining subfleet. Everything's joining subfleet. Head towards the enemy contacts. Now, we don't want to waste missiles on the troop transports, of course, because the troop transports, as we know, have like 200 layers of armor, which is kind of ridiculous. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, first strike squadron is in range. We are preparing to fire all of our primary weapons. Yeah, planning to fire all primary weapons. So you two on that one. We need to reassign to 004 here, so assign that to subfleet. Since we have 6 squadrons, we're just assigning them correctly up for two for one vessel. Assign that to subfleet. Then we're going to do the shade out mate 008, assign subfleet, and then the 008 as well again. Assign to subfleet. There we go. Open fire fleet. Okay, striker ASMs are away. Ceasefire fleet. Okay, then we're going to continue to approach target. Okay, missiles incoming. Hopefully these score a few more hits than the last ones. Coming in. Okay, what kind of hits do we score? 31 hits. We penetrated the Reverend Mother H003, which is fantastic news, with a couple of them. But we did not manage to penetrate any of the other ones. Okay, they're all starting to move again. So we're going to continue to close in, and we're going to fire our air interception missiles towards them. The shade out mate 007 and the shade out mates 00. Or the Reverend Mother. Which was the Reverend Mother version? Let me have a look. The 003, the Gaius 003 is going to be our target. We'll split fire accordingly. Okay, we're within range. Okay, we're getting a bit close there, to be honest. A little bit close. Now we're going to reassign, so share that mate 007, that works. We now need to reassign some of these to the Reverend Mother, which was this one. 003. Assign that to subfleet. 003, assign that to subfleet. And then 003, assign that to subfleet. Open fire all fire controls. Oh crap, I forgot. Assign subfleet. Assign to subfleet. And then assign that also to the subfleet. Okay, there we go. Oh no, that's the incorrect one. Assign subfleet. And then yeah, everything's opening fire. Guardian AMMs are away. Fantastic. 83 nuclear detonations. We hit the arm of the shell mate with 007, and we also managed to penetrate through the Reverend Mother. 63 hits. Considering, yeah, we're getting about 50% hit rate with that, which is fantastic, and they're able to actually kill 16 of those. Okay, let's bring Strike Squadron back. Who knew that these AMMs would actually come in really, really handy here? So let's get back now. Okay, they're chasing, which is interesting to think about. Yeah, let's just get the hell back here. I'm not interested in prolonging our fights or our engagements. Okay, they have halted again, which is a bit concerning, to be honest. Now we need to detach all the squadrons again and then land them like we always do with all of these engagements. That takes forever. If only there was a better way to do this, there is not, and it really annoys me that there isn't. Okay, well, let's land up all of our carrier air wings. There we go. Make sure we land you correctly, you've landed correctly, and then you need to land correctly onto your carrier strike group. There we go. There we go. How much ammunition do we have available to us at the moment? Let me have a look. Ammunition. We have 864 Mark IIIs on the 3rd. 432 Mark III ASMs on the on the main one. So we could actually, and we also have plenty of AIMs, so we can do pretty damn well with that overall. Yeah, we landed. We did the exact same thing all over again. Okay, are we reloaded and ready to go once more? Once more into the breach, our fighters shall ascend towards our targets. Ceasefire the fleets, detach strike squadrons, launch strike squadrons, and then move them towards the enemy. 7th, 8th, 9th strike squadron moving towards enemy forces. Okay, let's make sure we all line up once more with the 1st. Proper formation flying here, so that we actually fire our missiles in synchronization of fire. Move towards contact. Okay, we are now moving towards contact. 50 minutes out. Within range. Prepare to fire. First strike squadron. Where's the 2nd, 3rd? Oh, hold. 2nd and 3rd didn't actually arrive with the main strike squadron. 3rd strike squadron, you need to join up. Join the subfleet, go. And then we need to halt the 1st. Okay, come on, let's go. Move closer. It'll take them 26 minutes to arrive, unfortunately, which is annoying that it takes that long. Okay, they've successfully joined. Prepare to fire. I think everything should still be correct in where we want this. You guys on 004, you're on 003. 7th should be on 004. So assign that to the subfleet. And you guys need to be on Shade Out Mate 007. Assign that to subfleet. And then Shade Out Mate 007 as well. Assign that to subfleet. Open fire fleet. Missiles are away. Now we will go towards the contact. Make sure we cease fire our fleet before we do so. And then here we go. Missiles are heading towards the enemy in contact. They will arrive relatively quickly in about 6 minutes. Okay, 27 nuclear detonations, 4 penetrating hits on the shade out mapes. 2 penetrating on the Reverend Mother class vessel. 2 on the Reverend Mother class vessel. Not many hits, that one. Not many hits at all, but we did score some. Let's get within range for AMMs and start firing those off. Oof. We're getting way too close sometimes. Way too close. Strike Squadron, hold your ground. Are we set up for fire onto the enemy in terms of Reverend Gaius, Reverend Mother? Should not maybe 007, Reverend Mother Gaius, Reverend. You guys on those. Let's go for the 008. Actually, that's fine. We'll open fire all fleet. Open fire fleet. AMMs are away. 54 nuclear detonations. We're starting to actually properly penetrate through now, which is fantastic. One of the vessels, the Reverend Mother 003, has actually been forced to slow down. The enemies are heading towards us though, but that is fantastic news that we managed to stop that. First Strike Squadron return to base. Okay, and they're heading towards us now. Well, that was very successful. There's one less vessel, so that'll make the point defense systems easier for us to work with. Continue, 5 minutes. And we're back at the carrier strike group. Very good. Complete orders, and now we need to reload, rearm, and then this last strike should finish them off in a pattern that we should be able to send in interceptors and boarding crafts to begin actually destroying and taking over the vessels relatively easily anyway. Land on the same mothership as subfleet, land on the same mothership as subfleet, and then do the exact same for all of these. And the problem is that we're using so many missiles to destroy like a tiny little fleet. Like, we're not going to win this war if this is how we have to keep it up. So a transition in terms of where our technology and where our interceptors and what we're doing is probably best, not to mention, you know, not to mention the fact that we need better missiles in general. First Strike Squadron, First Strike Squadron. You need to land my strike squadron. Land on the assigned mothership as subfleet. Land on the assigned mothership. Land on the assigned mothership. There we go. Coolio. And then we just wait. They're holding their advance at least. They're not able to actually land forces onto Signy, which is definitely very good for us. We don't want them to land any forces, but honestly, I think that our ground forces will be able to deal with them relatively easily. I don't think that there would be much of a contest in regards to that. So I'm just going to cease fire all of these. Oh, I just cleared all targets. That's bad. Well, that's fine. I'll have to reassign some things over. Detach. Then we need the third. You guys should detach now. Detach, and detach. That's perfect. And then let's immediately join those guys up. And then hopefully this will be the last volley we need. And a lot more, hopefully more missiles will be able to actually get in now that they've lost about 25% of their point defense capability. So definitely this should be a lot easier in a lot of ways compared to previously, which was compared to currently, which is not too easy. I will admit. Okay, we're not within range yet. Okay, within range. Prepare to fire. We need to reassign targets because we have dropped one of their vessels out. You go for the Reverend Mother. We're going to assign that to fleet. Third Strike Squadron, go for the shade out Mapes 007. Assign that to subfleet. shade out mapes 007, assign to subfleet, and then we're going to go for the 008 with the last 2 squadrons. Assign subfleet, and then 008 as well. There we go. Assign that, and then open fire fleet. Missiles away. Ceasefire. Head towards the contact, which we are already doing, which is good news. Okay, here we go. Missiles are en route. Okay, there we go. Hits, 34 hits, 8 penetrating on the shadeout mate 007, 8 penetrating on the shadeout on the Reverend or the Gaius class, or 1 penetrating on the Gaius class. Now closing within air interception missile range. Coming in, coming in. Okay, within range. Prepare to fire. Gonna hold our position first, so we don't accidentally move anywhere. You are correct. Okay, you're gonna go on the 007. You're gonna go on the 007 as well. You're gonna go on the Reverend Mother Gaius class. So we're going to assign that to subfleet. Yeah, we need to make sure on the actual. Make sure that we're actually on the correct fire control. Assign subfleet. Assign subfleet. And there we go. And then we're going to assign it to subfleet as well. Open fire fleet. We don't have as got AMMs as we had. This squadron is actually run out. So has a few others. Missiles are away. Let's head back. Yeah, we're going to need to wait for reloads then, if we're going to continue to do this. Okay, missiles are away. And 1 enemy vessel down, which is fantastic news. 19 hits on the other Reverend Mother class vessel. We scored 75 nuclear detonation impacts, which was fantastic. I managed to disable the engine or whatever, and so that now not a problem at all. Let's make sure that we actually cease fire on the entire fleet, and let's get the hell back. But that is an actual destroyed vessel, which is fantastic news for us in general. Okay, now they're holding again. They keep moving forward and holding. So that means there's only 2 vessels now being protected. But they're not damaged enough, in my opinion, for us to actually do anything here. So, let's detach our squadrons again. We may need to wait a few hours for the supply vessels to actually load up more AMMs into the carriers so that we can load up our primary strike squadrons. So fleets, make sure we all land correctly. But yeah, this has actually been somewhat effective, even though our technology is somewhat vastly inferior in a lot of ways. We're able to still engage enemies and still fight against them as best as we can anyway. The question is how effective in reality are we going to be? Third, everything is landing. Correct. Okay, there we go. 20-minute increments, 20-minute increments. Okay, let me just check the current strike squadrons. Do we have all the ammunition we're going to need? We don't have we have the strikers, but we do not have the other ones, the fleet ordnance. So we're going to need time for us to be able to reload ammunition for that. Yeah, we're going to need time for that. We have 766 of them, so I'm going to wait a few hours for reloads for both of what we need. Maybe a few days even. Another guy's class currently doing stuff. Okay. I would like to capture some of these vessels and use them if possible, and we can also obviously scrap them, which would be a great, use and importance. We can track them back to be disassembled. So there's definitely a utility there that I do want to begin to disassemble some of these crafts, because everything that we've captured previously has unfortunately not survived. And part of that has to do with the fact that the enemy just has so much stuff, and they're able to overwhelm our carrier groups, which is kind of a problem in a lot of ways anyway. Okay, continuing to increment along here. How many missiles have we actually been able to give out? Not a lot on the Mark IIs. The impassive should actually have Mark IIs. If I look at the super carriers, block 2, you should carry at least 200 at any given time. 640. How are these strike squadrons then doing? We have all the Mark IIIs we would want. It's just that we have none of the AMMs. So I'm gonna kind of just wait here because I don't want to engage without them. So we're just gonna increment along, and kind of hold this position for now. I mean, they're not going to advance on the planet, which is a good thing, but still. AI increment. So we've gone a few days now. How is ammunition actually looking though? Still no ammunition's actually been traded out here. So the A-Lodge supply actually doesn't have. That's why. Yeah, we actually don't really have any of the AMMs because we only have the cruisers, but we can send the cruisers forward, can we not? Senya B. You also have that. That works. We can send a couple Senya class vessels to go and do the job instead, considering that they have access, obviously, to ASMs. So I'm going to... This is an original Senya as well, which is interesting. I'm going to send 2 Senya vessels. Okay, and then I'm going to move them towards the contacts. And I'm also going to launch both interceptor squadrons. I'm going to have you join a subfleet to that squadron, and then I'm going to follow the Yuri there. And then we're going to move towards target. I'm bringing the interceptors so that we can finish them off if we need to. Okay, we're closing within target. Okay, nearly within range. Preparing to fire. We're looking good, Getting within range now. Okay, hold our position. Yep, hold position. Fire, prepare to fire primary weapons. So we're going to focus fire on the 004H, assign that to the fleet. 004H, assign to fleet. Open fire fleet. Open fire 004H. Open fire fleet. Fire control. And then I'm also going to put sync fire on. There we go. Okay, we have launched 4 ZASMs with a 337% chance to hit towards the enemy vessels. Okay, we're going to hold our fire though for now. Oh, god damn it, you didn't actually fire. Okay, wait then. Denmal floater. What do you mean they're not available in the actual stockpile of weapons? Yeah, because you haven't actually been assigned properly. There we go. Well, they're away. We're going to hold our fire then for now. Ceasefire the fleet as they impact. Let's see if they actually do well. There's only 40 of them. Okay, we've got some penetrating kits then. Let's fire off again. Open fire fleet. There we go. Now we have like 80 total, which works out much, much, much better. And we have 1,000+ missiles that we can use here. We're taking a page out of the the precursor book of just spamming AMMs. Okay, we're gonna fire. We'll fire 160 more missiles towards that target. Ceasefire the fleet. Okay, enemy vessel down. Fire on the next one. So we want the Reverend Mother, no, not Reverend Mother, shit out Mapes class. And then the exact same thing over here. And now we're just gonna, we're bombarding them with our vertical launch systems, and it's working out pretty goddamn well. Open fire all vessels. We're gonna fire, I think, 240. Yeah, 240 missiles, I think, would probably be good for this one. Let's cease fire now. They're only able to actually get 13, which is still quite a bit considering. 39 armor hits, 36 armor hits. Yeah, this is one tough cookie, I will admit. One tough cookie indeed. Keep firing. Let's fire another 160 missiles. Okay, there we go. Missiles away. Ceasefire fleet. More armor hits. Bloody hell, this thing's soaking it. Open fire fleet. Okay, now we're starting to get penetrating kits, and this is what we want to see. This is what we want to see. Okay, 4 penetrating kits there. Okay, fire again. We're going to fire another 80 missiles. Cease fire the fleet, though. I don't want to fire any more than that. 9 more penetrating kits. Open fire fleet. Now we've run out of missiles. Well, there's just enough missiles to do what we needed to do, so that works out actually pretty well for us. Let's move back to the carriers. And that should have penetrated pretty damn hard. Yeah, 12 penetrating kits. Now I'm going to send the interceptors in. Intercept squadron, where are you? First intercept squadron. Head towards the enemy contact. Head towards the shade out Mapes vessel. 008. And we are going to go and kill it. With how damaged it probably is, I suspect they will not be able to fire back towards us. So that's pretty goddamn good for us. Actually, all its weapon systems have been damaged. All its phase 1 sense has been damaged. Which means we can board them. Okay, Quebec's. What do we have? So, 3rd Carrier Strike Group. We have 2 boarding platoons. First, we have 4 boarding platoons with 4 Norfolk class vessels on them, which we're going to launch and then send them for boarding actions. So, launch. And then I'm going to launch 2 of these. So 2 of these Corvette class vessels. We're going to then kind of put them all into one. So that gives us 7. Why do we have 7? I don't know why we have 7, but I'm going to attach you and have you land on one of the carriers. And on the your assignment with the ship. Okay, now we're going to pick up all of the ground force, all of our Marines. So 13th, 15th, 16th, 27th, 18th and 19th, so those are all the platoons we'll need. Once you've loaded all those platoons up, we're going to head towards the contacts. And now we're just going to tail them with our interceptors, and if they make a wrong move, we'll just we'll deal with them. So let's have a look over here. Time required is going to be quite a long time, isn't it? Yeah, it's gonna be quite a long time. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Well, they're bringing them to us. How fantastic. Cool. I'm actually on the interceptors. I'm on the interceptors actually just start firing. Where are they? Intercept squadrons. Can we just start opening up on the troop transports? Science fleet, open fire fleet. There we go. So that should be how many hits? That should be like a ridiculous amount. 96 hits, 24. Yeah, that works out fine. So we can just start hitting them hard. Start hopefully trying to get penetrations, but the armor on these things is insane, so. Target destroyed. Let's move on to the next one. This troop transport, assign that to fleet. So make sure we get both of them. Maybe they'll surrender, probably not. One of them has surrendered in the past, but these decided they haven't been surrendering recently, I will admit. Oh, it slowed, didn't it? That's the problem. First intercept squadron, follow contact, follow that one. 20 penetrating hits. Bunch more hits. One more vessel down. Fantastic news. Now let's get the interceptors back. We don't need them really anymore. Let's move them back and get them landed up. Once we can actually get our carriers to, or not carriers, but our troop transports to actually load up. Make sure we cease fire on those. The problem with beam fighters is that there's a 1% chance for all weapons, all missile and, unless you're on PD, for missile and also beam weapons, there's a 1% chance for them to fail. And because they can fail, we can have a look. There's a few problems with them. And if you fire that many times, you're going to cause issues. You can't think of it as like the barrels overheating almost on the actual railguns or whatever, from being fired continuously for long periods of time. Okay, third, land on the third carrier strike group. First, land on the first carrier strike group. There we go. Both have landed. Now we're just going to wait until... Okay, well, our sensor range is pretty ridiculous, so he can attempt to flee all he wants, but... Okay, there we go. It's on the way. Let's make sure we actually attempt boarding action with these guys. Okay, attempt boarding action, fleets, contacts, enemy vessel, attempt boarding all formations. Well, we boarded. We lost 5 Marines, 1 Marine Lieutenant, killed 81 crew members. That's fantastic. 5 Marines, lost 63 crew members, 60 crew members. And we captured the Shade Out Mapes class vessel, of course, which is fantastic. Now, the Shade Out Mapes, as we do know, is a cruiser escort, an escort cruiser. Let's get the engines back online as quickly as we can. No automated damage control here. I would like an auto queue, but I would like to up priority for the engines. Engines come first, then come the twin Gauss turrets, and the Actis, and the beam finder on the Actis search sensors. Yeah, we're gonna try and get you repaired. I can even put you on the carriers. How big are you actually? You're 15,000 tons, no? Yeah, you are. Okay, well, once you get repaired, we'll be good with that. But that's a successful capture. Now we're going to go capture the other vessel, which is even more heavily damaged. Fleets, contacts, within mother. We need to actually, grab our units back. So, 15th, 16th, 18th, 19th, 27th. Once you've grabbed those, head over here and attempt boarding with all formations. Okay, that should be 3 formations now boarded. Let's see if we can get the rest of them sorted out. It takes about an hour to load a formation up, which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it, to be fair. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, one last formation needs to be actually loaded up. And now we're going to go board onto the other vessel. There we go, lost 2 Marines. And we managed to get into the actual armor. Fantastic news. We haven't lost a single elite Marine, by the way. Successful penetration. 1 Marine died. And we took the destroyer. So the Reverend Mother class vessel, there we go. 7,500 tons. 1 twin ghost turret, 1 close-in weapon support system. Which is interesting. This is actually very interesting information. We should target the Shell Mapes class first because they don't have any close-in weapon support systems, so we can actually reduce the amount of point defense. Uses 2 infernal future at 10 armor. Their vessels are built for tanking and absorbing fire, but they actually are really bad offensive weapons besides their particle beam. So if we can counter the particle weapons, we're actually not. I'm not that scared. That actually isn't that damaged. Focus on the internal fusion drives. Get the active search sensor online. Also, the bridge might be a good idea to get repaired. Okay. Now that those have been successfully captured, let us load up our ground forces once more. Load ground forces once more, and then we're going to carry tail it back. So we're going to bring those vessels back to the main fleet, see if we're going to repair them and even properly use them. Maybe suicide vessels, but they may be more valuable to us to be sent back for research purposes. Because I believe our next generation of technology is going to be... I believe that 2 technologies ahead of us. So if we can start getting their engine tech, then we will be able to close the gap in terms of speeds and efficiencies and capabilities. But that was successful. We captured 2 enemy vessels. We destroyed the troop transports, and we'll capture those life pods soon, and we'll capture these life pods as well. We got the life pods. We captured the enemy vessels, and we secured the system. Now, there obviously are still enemies in the system. We are not clear yet, and we've used a lot of missiles in doing so, but that's going to be for next episode. Hope to see you guys next time. Please don't like, comment, and subscribe as we continue our war against the Kingdom of Bautzen. Losses on both sides. We've fought back, and hopefully we can relieve the poor fighters that are stranded in here. I mean, look at these wrecks, by God. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. And special thanks to members Alter Ego 1101, King Strozer, Lewis Netto, Impassive 9001, Gravmania, Petit Renito, Fishik, Alex Roberts, and JP. Thanks for your support. We hope to keep the channel going, and I'll see you guys next time.